accepted my work because it kind of took the client away from them in the sense that, they're taught you tell the client to come back in 3 times a week. And I was telling my client, you go in because your body need it, not because you want to go back 3 times a week. But the other thing is that what I found is that most massage therapists do what they are taught in school, so they are not doing what I do. So if a client comes to me, they could literally go less to the chiropractor because they could actually see results faster. The thing is, the chiropractor didn't like that because they want their client to come back in 3 times a week. So
yeah, there's something
if
to
the
be
client
said
is not coming in 3 times a week, but hey, let me put you on the hot spot. I know you were in the hot seat for the last couple of minutes and even the last episode that we did. But what is unique about your business?
Wow, probably not so different than what it is for your business. I'll tell you, sort of to summarize what we do is we work pretty intently and diligently with a client to identify what's so unique about them. What makes their business so unique that they can call their own, and then we try to work to position them for success. And I'll elaborate on that just a little bit. It's kind of like what we did with you. We worked with you because you had this feeling that you just wanted to be a massage therapist, and it just kept dawning on us that there was more to what you were telling us than what you thought you could be good at. And as we began to figure it out, we began to realize, you're providing a lot of therapy that's helping people alleviate pain. The next hurdle you had to get over was being accepted by the medical community. And you successfully did that. And we talked earlier about aligning yourself with another business or another company that's doing something similar. Likewise, you talk about alternative medicine. Just give you an example. If you're going to compete in the alternative medicine world, like a naturopath or what have you, you better be prepared for pushback that you're going to get from the medical community, because whether they admit it or not, that's competition for them. Same thing with a chiropractor. If the chiropractor makes you feel better, some have this theory that, well, if they make you feel better, you won't come back and see them again. I disagree with that. And you mentioned it really earlier in our first segment that we did. You talked about results. If you can't produce results for a client, you shouldn't be in business, because that's why clients go to you. Now, granted, if you help that client, they become pain-free, for example, or you alleviate their pain and they don't come back to you, they're going to tell the world. And so what you're looking for is that referral system from those existing clients that you wouldn't get otherwise. That's a very, very powerful tool.
I remember one of the other fights we had was when you told me to raise my prices, and I was appalled because I thought I would lose all my clients, and well, not all, but I would lose a lot of clients because of the raise in prices. I was charging $50 at the time that you told me to go up to 65, and I was just horrified. I'm going to charge people more money. I'm not going to have any clients. And I remember you saying that, if you lose 4 clients, the money that you make with the extra, what you raise your prices actually will compensate for, the ones that are gone. And it's interesting that we got my prices all the way up to 145 before the years of recession, but we got my prices up to 145. I'm back to almost there now. But the thing is that just thinking about raising my prices put so much fear in me that I was going to lose already the clients that I had accumulated. How do you feel?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Let me elaborate on. I think there's more to that story than what you're sharing. So let me fill in the blanks here. First of all, it wasn't raising. Anybody who thinks they can just raise prices for the sake of raising prices is making a huge mistake. When we raised your prices, it was because you were giving the client a lot more. You were doing body assessments, you were doing analysis work, you were doing follow-up work that nobody else was doing. And you were, for that $65 that you were charging, you were doing about 2 hours worth of work. So from a feasibility standpoint, it just wasn't a model that was going to work for you in the long run. You just weren't going to make it. Now, because your work was more specialized, and not to say that you deserve more money because you're specialized, you were spending a lot more time with your clients. And I said, I think the way to do this is to try it and see how the clients react to it, first of all. And it turned out, to your surprise, that the clients thought that you were undercharging. So that became a very easy fix. But I want to elaborate a little bit on raising prices. I'm going to sort of share a quick story with you. We're always looking for other professionals that we can work with or align ourselves with in the work that we do, because a lot of our clients need help from legal, accounting, and that sort of thing. So recently, this was just a couple of months ago, I interviewed with a young attorney. And he was referred to us as an up-and-coming young attorney looking for new business and trying to make a name for himself. So we set up an appointment, and I sat down and I spoke with him, and I said, what is it you're looking to do? He said, well, I'm looking to grow my business. I says, okay, what do you specialize in? So he went through the whole dynamics of what he does and all that. And I said, you know what? I think we have a lot of customers we could refer to you. I said, there's only one little problem. I don't know what your pricing structure is. So we went through some scenarios about what he would charge a client for certain work that he does and this sort of thing. And I said to him, I said, well, you've only been in business 10 years, and you're charging prices that other attorneys have charged that have been in business for 30, 40 years. I said, what is it about your services that are so better? Are you doing something that they're not doing? He goes, no. He says, that's what I feel I'm worth. So I said to him, I said, well, look, if I'm going to refer some of my clients to you, especially these are young clients, young startups, just getting started, you can't charge those kind of prices. I said, you're going to kill them financially. So we talked back and forth a little bit, and he finally ended the conversation by saying, you know, I appreciate your interest in referring clients to me, but I can't accept your offer. I said, what's wrong? He says, well, if I use your pricing model or your pricing structure, he said, you're going to cut into my profit margins. And I tried to reason with this young attorney, and I felt bad, but it was the truth. I said, listen, you're not going to have to do any marketing. You're not going to have to solicit. You're not going to have to do a lunch or a dinner. You're not going to have to go hunting for these clients. We're going to give them to you for free. We're not asking for anything in return. His answer was still the same. He says, well, we have to justify our profit margins. He says, and I just don't see how that's going to work. Well, needless to say, I had at the time 4 clients I was ready to refer to him, and I didn't say anything to him, but I never referred them to him. I just wonder how his business is going to succeed in the long run, especially in this day and age when you have a lot of services that you can get online for a lot less money. I wish him good luck, but we will never refer clients to him unless he changes his attitude. So the point why I bring that up is raising prices for the sake of raising prices is not a good idea unless you really have some value you can bring to the client. You know, we talk about attorneys, and I use the expression a lot, like some of these professionals think that they need to charge you more because it gives them the impression that they're better at what they do. I assure you that the clients are not that stupid. They're going to recognize whether you bring value or not. And next thing you know, the money they're charging you so that they can raise the money to make their yacht payments. That's not a way to do business.
Okay, we have to wrap up a little bit because we have a couple of minutes left. But first of all, I'd like to ask you, is there a way that people can reach you, business owners can reach you if they want to get more information or they want to talk to you about what we've talked about?
Well,
do you have an email address that they can reach you at?
Yes, there is and there isn't. I want to just start off by saying we don't have a website that we promote. We're working on one, but we haven't debuted it because we would not physically be able to handle the volume of requests that we get. Let me just explain that. We work in a very, very refined area. We don't want hundreds of thousands of clients. We talked about having businesses and clients and having customers, but you know, we can only work with a handful of clients at a time. So what we've opted to do is this. If anyone wants to reach us, they can go to our email address, which is rebuildmybusiness@gmail.com. And if you have some questions or you have an interest in something, just put a little note or memo in your email, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. We are working on another model to make our services more available to the masses. We're about 75% there, but we're not there yet. So rather than suggesting that we have a website that you can go on and learn more about us, the best way to do that, Todd, would be for them to contact you if you would like, and then you can sort of direct them if you feel they would be a fit for us. That would be the way we'd rather handle that.
I will give them the information to get. In fact, if you're listening to us right now and you want to contact us, you can go to the societybitesradio.com to go onto our podcast, and you'll be able to contact Society Bites, and you can send emails to them, and we will respond. Also, very quickly, I want to say, Conrad, I have followed and totally agree with you that business model that you have talked about with respect to raising prices whenever. So I'm a little bit down than when I my highest price, which is I'm at 135 now. But you're right. I've kept the time. Like I have an hour and a half that I spend with the client. I still do the postural analysis and things like that. But now I've actually included half hour between clients so that I could actually talk to the client longer if they need to, or if I need to do something for myself to regroup and get myself ready for the next client. So I'm given a level of service that it surpasses just the body work, just the hands-on, because I've created the Jadu Lifestyle Program. And that is to really look at their whole life on a whole and how we could help them. So um, we have to kind of wrap up. I want to thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your time with us. I know you're very busy, and it was, we had to kind of coordinate it to get it done, but I really appreciate spending your time with us. So um, I want to ask you if you would be available, if sometime in the future I would like to do another interview with you. Would you be open to that?
Oh, absolutely. I would be delighted. And I have to say this, I thank you for the opportunity, but also more importantly, I think you are an inspiration to any startup business entrepreneur out there.
Thank you.
And I think you're just beginning to grow, and I think the best is yet to come for you. And so I'm sure you can share a lot of your insights and inspiration to others as well.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for tuning in to part two of our interview with Mr. Conrad Todd, a business expert who helps startup businesses as well as other businesses. And if you would like to get in contact with him, you can email him at rebuildmybusiness@gmail.com. And also, if you want to reach us, you can reach us at Society Bytes Radio. So thank you for listening. And this is Jadu Lifestyle, where you get a life and you live it too.